You can still be be in the room, no worries. Okay. So hi everyone. Here we are online on live for the episode 4 of the Sacred Indian Tarot Talks with the author herself, Kiren Rai. And today the daddies are in the house.
I
So the
know.
male energy, the daddy energy is today. That is the Emperor or the Purush with the Hierophant or the Atman. So today's episode is going to be dedicated to these male archetypes from the Sacred Indian Tarot. And hopefully everybody enjoys. And now the mic is yours, Kiran ma'am. So
Yeah.
here you go.
Okay, so last session we had quite a heyday with the female energy, and Bev and me, of course, were like really in high spirits. So today we're going to do the Emperor and the Hierophant. So, we've been talking about duality, male, female, yin yang, negative, positive, black and white. So today we take the other half of the dual energy, and we talk about the Emperor card. Okay, so coming to the Emperor card in the Sacred Indian Tarot, how this originated, the Emperor is called the Purusha. Okay, the Purusha.
Yeah.
Now, what is Purusha in Hindu mythology? Purusha is the cosmic man with 1,000 heads, 1,000 feet, 1,000 eyes, and 1,000 arms, encompassing the earth and spreading in all directions, breathing life into everything animate and inanimate. So, according to the Rig Veda, we have Purusha Stota. It's a hymn dedicated to the Purusha. Now, what is the Purusha? Is described as the primeval giant who was sacrificed and out of whose body the universe was built. So that is the significance of the emperor. Okay, so coming to the okay, now we must understand that according to Sankhya, the world came into existence with the Purusha and the female energy vitalizing each other. Okay, so try and understand, Purusha is everywhere. It's manifest energy. Prakriti or the female energy is what gives it form, it gives it manifestation. So let's take the analogy of clay and pot. Clay or earth is the Purush energy. It's everywhere. It's primal. The pot is the female energy. It's the creation or the life or the manifestation. So that's the difference between the emperor and the empress. Now, talking about the the imagery of the emperor card. The emperor card is a very important alchemical card. The alchemy of the card is that it is sulfur, mercury, and salt. So the emperor energy is sulfur. Okay, it's a very feisty energy. Now you see the similarities. In the Rider-Waite you have a ram throne. Over here you have a lion head throne. Of course, the emperor in the Rider-Waite is very richly dressed in a red robe. Over here, because it's a hot country, our kings never wore such heavy robes. So all they had is, what is the imperial regalia that you see here? You see the turban, you see the sword, and you see the hands. Okay, these are the 1,000 hands actually, right?
Oh.
So this is the imagery: the lion throne, the headgear, which also has the sovereign orb around it, the amulet, and the cosmic hands. Okay. So this is the imagery of the card. And, um, the sulfur energy in the Emperor card also is equivalent to the gunas. So in Indian mythology, you have the Rajasic guna. It's the temperament which makes you powerful. It makes you, it's action. So that sulfur is the guna of Rajasic. That's the equivalent. Bev, do you understand what I'm saying, roughly? Okay. So the guna of a Rajasic person makes that person active, gives him power, gives him authority. And that is what is represented in the Emperor card. What is that saying?
I can ignore that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, what is the lion throne representing? It represents wealth, influence, protection, sovereignty. Okay, that is one thing. The orb that you have in the Rider-Waite is the orb of the around the emperor. The scepter is the sword. So that is why I selected the Emperor card. Now, according to me, when you get an Emperor card, not only does it set the tone, it's sticking to a structure, it has authority figure, it also shows that the Emperor is capable of executing judicial powers, legislative powers, executive powers. So if you were to translate that to a human being, I feel that the Emperor card translates that a human being has all the characteristics in him to be successful or to be powerful. So depending on the setting of the card, whether it's in the past, the present, the future, and the combinations of the Emperor, it's either evoking that, evoking structure, focus, organization. It's evoking all that in a person. So that is what the Emperor, it's a story. When you get the Emperor card, you see what is it that the Emperor represents. So if you get an Emperor card in a career or a financial reading, then it means that you have all these qualities to be successful, to make a go of the enterprise. If you get it in a relationship reading, it means that the person that you're involved with has the qualities of the Emperor. So this is how I relate the Emperor card to the Rider-Waite.
Yeah, quite interesting. And when you talk about the the hot weather or the climate, and it
Yeah.
actually gives that impression, that
Yeah.
redness from the Rider-Waite is quite very
Yeah.
much significant here as well.
Yeah.
So the temperament also, the emperor's
Yeah.
temperament,
It's
the
Mars,
male
it's
temperament.
sulfur.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
So that's why I gave the hue as orange red.
So if I ask you
Yeah.
why does this throne is white in color? What does that represent? Like
Well, because we
if it's a
use
throne.
marble. We always use
Mm-hmm.
marble in India.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Okay?
so the back of it, the
Yeah,
uh,
so that is why,
backrest.
yeah, so the backrest is the color orange and red, which is
Mm-hmm.
significant of the Rider-Waite color as well, the robe.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So that's how I've
Mm-hmm.
kind of equated it.
Yeah.
And when you draw the Emperor card, it's like use this energy to your advantage. That's the
Yeah,
meaning of the Emperor.
yeah.
And And you must understand the difference between the female energy and the male energy. The male energy is unmanifest. It's in every pore. It's in every individual. It's what is the spark of the universe. And the female energy is the manifest. It's the emotions. It's the, the creativity, the fertility, the beauty, the music. All of that is in the female energy. And the male energy is the material energy.
Yeah.
It's the engine.
Yeah.
And it's the cosmic man. I mean, you couldn't have the universe without the emperor and the procreator, that is the empress. So it's they're in tandem, but with very different qualities.
It's just interesting. It's so different from the normal emperor. So it's nice that they're on the white pure throne. I like that of this card, and obviously this very Indian, like the flame. So you get the flame signifying the heat. So the emperor, the god, is all about the heat and the creativity. So the pureness of the sun, the male sun, is definitely there. So it's really good.
Okay, for all of you who've joined a bit late, we were talking about the emperor energy and what the emperor means in Hindu mythology. It means the cosmic man through whose body the whole universe was created. And the emperor and the empress are, the yin and the yang. And the emperor is the unmanifest energy, whereas the empress is the man. I guess we just continue without her.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the
Hopefully she'll be able
Hierophant?
to. Yes.
It's a strange name, Hierophant. What does it actually mean? It means a Greek priest. And in the sacred Indian tarot, it means it's actually the Atma, but the real meaning of the imagery here is a Chakravartin. It means a person who can move his chakras, who can to wield power and authority. That is the meaning of this card. So actually, so the Chakravartin is a person who turns the wheels from the center of his being to represent his influence and power. So if you see in this card, you have the 7 chakras. Okay? Yeah. You have the 7 chakras, and they're all whirling. What are chakras? Chakras are vortexes of psychic energy.
Yes.
And they are mentioned even in the Rig Veda. So we will go into chakras sometime. It's one of my favorite topics. But each chakra contains your DNA, the way you think, the way you act, your intrinsic nature. That's what each of the chakras have. So a person who is a Chakravartin will move his chakras to his advantage. But having said this, now let me tell you that the Hierophant is the male equivalent of the High Priestess.
Yes.
Okay, so she's the Lapa piece and he is the male priest. What is now the difference between the energies is what you need to understand. If you see the Rider-Waite, the High Priestess is always referred to as the mysterious being, okay, who has the secrets of the arcana, right? So it's an introverted, it's a passive blue energy. The Hierophant, on the other hand, has a red energy, okay? And he is the giver of all knowledge. So when you get a Hierophant card, I would look at it as a teacher, a spiritual person, or a person or an elevated being who is using spiritual knowledge to his advantage to make day-to-day life more meaningful and impactful. That's it. Okay? So whereas the High Priestess energy is known as a secret, the symbology of the Hierophant is of a practicing Siddha who understands yoga, who understands meditation, Brahma Vidya. Okay? And because he's a priest, he dispenses this energy to anybody or this information to anybody who seeks it. That's the difference between the Hierophant and the High Priestess. So a Hierophant person can be, it could refer to a person, it could refer to a situation where if you use the characteristics of the Hierophant, or a person who can be of help to you. Okay? So this is the, so the Hierophant is a more reachable energy. It's the middle ground with people. Even in the Rider-Waite, if you see, the High Priestess is sitting between two pillars, and you see the Temple of Solomon behind her. The Hierophant has people. There's no Temple of Solomon. It has a lot of people on his right on the bottom. If you look at them, they're people. So he connects with people. The High Priestess is the keeper of the arcana. She's got all of these energies within her, all the secrets within her. And the High Priestess connects to people. So he's the priest who disseminates this information.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so if we say that High Priestess is kind of an intrinsic energy, and Hierophant is the extrinsic energy. So
Very well.
The one who keeps it within and the one who delivers it out.
So whenever you get the High Priestess card, it says that, tap on the secret information. You always get that. There's a mystery. So what does it mean? That go within and look for answers. But the Hierophants advise, the Hierophant is there to help you out. It's a more extroverted energy. So, okay, now, so the Hierophant also means that apply the knowledge of the scriptures, of institutions, societal norms, the knowledge of your soul. Take the support of tradition, conservatism, traditional values. Uphold these belief systems. Understand them. Okay? And I think when you get a card of the Hierophant, it means that re-evaluate your moral belief systems. Expand your vision. Okay? And apply these teachings to your day-to-day life so that they can benefit you. The Hierophant card also comes before the Lover's card. Okay? The Lover's card is about choices. The Hierophant teaches you how to make choices because it teaches you self-belief. It teaches you expansion. Okay, so far you have the Emperor, you have the Empress teaching the Fool the basic tenets of life. The Hierophant's telling you to exercise your own wisdom, to understand these rules and regulations and how best they apply to you. Because once you understand how best they apply to you, then you can make the choice that the lover's card puts up to you, or the various choices that come to you in the world. Okay?
Yeah.
So The affirmation of the Hierophant or the Atma is that I learn best to embody my spirituality and ground it to my life. I wish to merge all aspects of duality, evolving to a point of high development and growth. Okay, so now comes in the Atma. Okay, the Atma is a microscopic part of the Brahman, right? As individuals. When you merge these dualities, you become a part of the Brahman. So that is the meaning, the spiritual meaning of the card. Okay, it says Hierophant is Atma. So it's a philosophical term in Hinduism used to identify the soul. The Atma is the individual soul, in a sense, but it's the microscopic form of the absolute Brahman. And the Chakravartin, when he twists and turns his chakras to perfection, to purity, he becomes Brahman. So it's a very beautiful card.
Yes,
Because
with a lot of deep meanings.
Yes, it's got a lot of deep meaning.
Yeah.
So now, when you get the Hierophant reverse, what does it mean? It's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call to awaken the Hierophant within you. And also, you have some issues with authority, with conservatism, with control, you know. So then there are two messages that, you know, in the spiritual way I would explain is that when you read a mantra, don't read the letter, but read the word. Okay, which means take the essence of the mantra. Don't conform to religiosity. Conform to the essence of religiosity. So that's the reverse when it comes.
Yeah.
So if you're having an issue with tradition or with conservatism, so don't take the belief blindfoldedly. See how it works to your personality.
Yeah.
That's the meaning of a reverse Hierophant.
So why is this this is wavy? What do we say it?
That's the
The dress
Kundalini.
part of the dress. Oh.
Yeah, actually that's the Kundalini energy.
Oh.
You know, the
So,
Kundalini energy
yeah,
moving.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
the way I just imagined it.
And
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong, he's standing on a lotus, this
Yeah.
male figure.
And what is
So,
the lotus? It's knowledge, Brahma Vidya.
knowledge. Yes.
Yeah. From in our scriptures, the Brahma Vidya teaches you the unison of the mind, body, and spirit. Simple. So he's standing on a lotus.
Yeah.
So there's so much significance if you understand. And if you understand the symbols and the icons, you don't ever have to read to understand, because you've understood the principle of the image.
And I'm quite curious about this. Is this also a chakra?
Yeah,
Or,
it's the crown chakra, the Sahasrara, right?
Okay, so that
And
is
that's
quite,
the supreme chakra,
yeah.
right? Because
That's why it
once
is
you,
quite,
so once your crown chakra is balanced, there is no difference between Atma, the individual, and Brahman. There's no duality.
Yeah.
You become one. So that's why it's the largest of all the
Yes.
chakras.
Yes.
So there's a lot of meaning to each card, and I'm so glad that you're here to understand the significance, because, you know, it's a lot of thought went into picking up
Yeah.
the archetypes and painting them and putting them forth.
Yeah. That's why, the Kundalini that you had imagined, it's like quite thoughtful. That it is encompassing that individual. Not only rising,
and
but also
it has to
encompassing.
and the Kundalini energy, when it rises above, you come to the upper part, and then your crown chakra is in
Crown chakra.
complete.
Yes. Yes. Quite interesting. So, is this brown color about that grounding force of the grounding energy?
Yes, also because the Hierophant wears the red, a reddish robe in the Rider-Waite.
Yeah.
So that's where I had
Yes.
to bring the red color.
Oh.
And see, the red color also means that if you understand how to manipulate or how to use your chakras, you get power, authority in your day-to-day life. Okay, if you have clarity in the way you think, if you have clarity in your structures, if you have clarity in the way you wield authority, the way you negotiate with people, you're successful as a person.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why the Hierophant wears the red robe. It's representing, it's a very masculine energy. So that's why I put it over here.
Yeah. Now it makes quite a lot of sense, apart from the
yeah.
meaning that is given,
Yes.
the control on your chakras and then
Yes. So the
rising
control on your
above.
chakras is actually control on your thoughts,
Yes.
or also, your sense of correctness. It really means your sense of correctness in life. Your principles, your value systems, and each person has to formulate their own principles. So, this is what the Hierophant says, that you ground yourself before you step into making choices. Free will, if you understand the concept of free will. You know that the tarot is all about the journey of life. And every time you pick up a card, it tells you where you are, what you need to do, what you need as a wake-up call, and what you need to affirm within yourself to go to the next step. So it's a journey of life.
Yeah. That's quite thoughtful of this particular card.
Yes.
When
Yes.
it comes, it's not
Yes.
only about what the traditional meaning says.
Yes.
No, it's also about the other aspects that you've mentioned just now.
So the Hierophant is actually the other side of the High Priestess. The High Priestess still has to do a lot of work within herself. She has to dwell a lot within herself. The Hierophant, you can take help. You can take help from outside, or it represents a person like the Hierophant. You understand.
Yeah. Well, quite intricately designed and intricately conceptualized.
So any questions on the masculine energy today?
Well, yes, one like the symbolism from the Purush. This at the back of the Purush is the painting. It's a painting, or it's a curtain, or it's a robe, or what is that?
Is this what you're talking about, or is this what you're talking?
On the right side, on the right side bottom, if you can see, there's quite of a hanging thing on the side.
Actually, that's not intentional.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not intentional. It's just texture. But it really,
Okay, I thought of that it can be something, like these mountains behind the Emperor, this mountain kind of a thing that is behind the Emperor, the rocky terrain.
Oh, okay.
I thought of that.
No.
Something, it might be similar to that happening.
No, I think it's just given some texture of. He's actually sitting in a room on a throne.
Yes, so it's the background.
And there's just some light coming in, but there's nothing that is. But if you can see the two hands here and the hands over here, those are the 1,000 hands of a cosmic man.
Yeah.
That is something that is, the Purusha energy.
Yes.
So
yes.
Purusha and Prakriti, the two, the lovers is actually Purusha
The
and Prakriti.
lovers, Purusha and
Yes.
Prakriti.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the synergy of the two energies which brings forth the universe.
Yeah. Well, yes, this was a really informative. Apart from
I'm
what
glad you
the book
say that.
says.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes. Because
how much can you put in a book if you understand?
yes. That's the thing. That's the thing.
But the
Because you need
thought
to
that
give
goes,
the upright, reversed, and then
yes, absolutely.
explanations.
And similarly, the Vedanta deck of cards that I am creating, actually it's all ready. I should really get down to it. And the book of Chakras, it goes even deeper into all of this.
Well, quite excited to get them in the
Yeah, so am
hands,
I.
in the
So am I.
market.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so
And I
yes,
must
this
tell you
brings
that
us.
there's another very interesting deck of cards that I love. It's called the Rumi deck of cards.
Oh,
Okay? And it's the most esoteric and the most beautiful deck of cards that I've ever possessed in my life. So I'm just recommending that. It's a lot of appreciation for the Rumi deck of cards as well.
sure. And I'm gonna just check out on Amazon just now
Yeah.
with the session ending.
Okay, bye everybody.
Okay, so
Thank you
yes,
so much
we
for
come to
hosting me.
Yes, and here we end this session. Hope everyone enjoyed and everyone loved watching it. If you have any questions, any queries, you can mention down below in the comments, or you can DM me or ma'am, any one of us, and we'll be there to answer your specific questions if they are related to your to these cards or the card deck. So yes, with this we sign off, and in the next episode we'll talk about the Purusha and Prakriti, the man and nature, and the chariot or the driving force of life.
The lovers and the chariot.
Yes. So
Goodbye.
yes, yeah. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great week ahead. Thank you.